forgot I muted myself, sorry. Thank you. I was saying that welcome to the stream with a not very realistic hair change, because this on stream it looks exactly like I had it. Oh my god. I don't know why my camera sucks so bad with picking up color. Like, all colors are completely messed up in this camera. This is RGB green. This color that you are seeing as light blue is RGB green. This color, it's not even picking it up. It's like pure green. So, my hair also does not look very like it. I kind of, like, if you look at the back of my head, you're getting kind of the vibe. Or not. I am not sure. But realistically, it is close to this color. Oh. I keep thinking that the camera picks it up, and this just looks beige. Oh my goodness. I cannot tell you what it looks like in real life because it doesn't pick it up. It's like a peachy, pinky, muted color. Does the wall help? I don't think it helps. Anyways, I feel happy having my fringe back, and I really like the color. I really like my color right now. I want it even lighter and more pinkier, but overall I really like it. Sadly, you can't see it, but it is what it is. Can you, like, see this better? I don't think this is even better. But that is the color of my hair. This is like the most accurate picture, but it's not very accurate on camera. Anyways. Oh, can you see? Does this look pink on camera? It does look pink. But very pink. This is definitely not this color. I'm just trying to figure out what colors are what in this camera. But at least this looks kind of pink. Anyways, is Claudia the same color? This is like roughly the same color. I guess so. Yeah. Now I'm just figuring out colors. This has nothing to do with anything. Sorry, can't watch your stream yesterday. I got an operation. Oh no. Are you okay? Hi, Reski. Welcome to the stream. Also, I really want to appreciate your dance when dancing to male dancer. It feels like you become a whole new person. Look good as always. Aw, thank you. I'm sad you can't see the color, but it's okay. I'm still baffled by this though. Like, to me, it looks like it's greener than grass. If you know the RGB colors, like red, green, and blue, like those specific ones, it is that green. It's pure green. And it's ridiculous that this is what you get. It's so weird. It looks like you have the color of Dendro. Is it the Dendro user? Kind of. To me, it looks more like animal colored. But it is fine. As long as it's pretty. Let's go into the game. I haven't really decided what to do. We'll see what happens when I go into the game. I haven't gone in. I haven't played Genshin in a while. Last time on stream was the last time I played Genshin. Honestly. Also, I got this drink, which I was hoping could be a little bit like Calpis, but it's not. And I haven't decided if I like it or if I don't like it. It has a really weird aftertaste, but I'm not sure what I think about it. Okay, let's see. I've missed a lot of things. Ooh, and let's see what's going on. There's a new this thingy. New characters. Oh yeah, there's a new character. I haven't looked at anything. Ambrosial Essence, Emilie, and we had Yanfei and Xiangling and Razor, and also Yilan. Alright.
Exactly why I took the position. Wait. Huh?
I mean, they are trying to pull Emilie. Will you pull Emilie or wait for a new update on Nutland? Also, your hair looks like it's thicker. Thank you. It does look very healthy now that it's like straight from the hairdressers. What's up with this? Oh, okay. We've got this new place, the new quest, sorry. Also, there was something else. 4 days. Is this the thing we were doing? Because if it is, I don't want to do that. It's Sino new story quest. Ooh, yes, I need to do that. I'm not gonna do it today because I'm so out of the loop that if I do it right now, I'm gonna be not really doing it justice. And I'm also not gonna be streaming for a very long time today. Maybe an hour or two or something like that. So we'll see what we get up to. First I want to just like reacquaint myself with the game because I'm kind of completely out of the loop. So there's some kind of quest. Also, I have chicken soup coming on the stove, or not burning, hopefully, boiling on the stove that I'm making. I'm boiling the bones and the skin and stuff like that in the water right now to like get their taste. So I need to go back and forth to check on it sometimes. I just didn't have time to do it earlier, so excuse me for making soup at the same time. Okay, new stage, new board. Okay, it's a mini game. Okay, we can do this. Launch all the fire. Adjust position. And then space. Oh. Okay. That is something. Not very something. I don't know what is going on. Okay. I understand how it works now. Oof. I'm not very good at this though. Alright, then... Oof. How am I... Oh yes! Nice! I got all... Oh no, I clicked on it too fast. Knock 5 of your opponent's finch balls out of the scoring area. I thought I had all them out. That was very strange. It's the red thing is the area, right? I'm a little bit confused. Oof. Okay, Now it works for some reason. I don't know why now it worked and the other way it didn't. It's okay. What is this? Rewards. Okay, let's try this one. Have you played this one, Resky? You're shivering? Oh no, are you cold? Also, if you don't mind telling me, oh no, what your operation is or was, like if you feel comfortable talking about it, you can talk about that. Okay, let's try this again. As many points as possible. I'm not sure how that I understand this. When streaming yesterday, I got my wisdom tooth removed. Because of that, I just got into fever today. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I hope you feel better soon. Wisdom teeth pulling is no joke. I had 2 removed when my jaw surgery happened. And it was not great. I totally sympathize and empathize with you. I hope it's not too painful. I'm not really understanding this game very well. Oh, that didn't work. I really am rubbish at this game. I remember we had something similar before, and I was just as bad at that. It's just, I don't know what it is, but there's a reason why I'm not a curling player. Oh, it's a magnet! Oh my goodness. Okay, so this one is a magnet. The other one huffs out like a burst of air. This one just pushes everybody out. And then this one is magnetic. Yep. The other one though, this one, I don't know what this one does. Oh my goodness. Why is this so hard? Knock 2 of your opponents, knock 3 of your opponents. Oh! So it doesn't matter if I knock it out and it comes back. Okay. Thank you for sympathizing. It's not fun, seriously. I hope when you got your surgery, you got easy on eating. I remember when you got surgery, see you pop in on Bird stream. Yes, I think we were playing... We were here together? Did we play that? We played something. No, Wingspan! We played Wingspan, I'm pretty sure. Oh wow, I am so bad at this. Oh my god. Oof, no, I couldn't push them out. Oof, it's so hard. No! That's not what I wanted. Okay, at least I got these guys in the center. Score 12 points. I need 12. Why is this so freaking hard? Wow. I can't do it. I just can't get them in there. Please somebody do this to me. For me. Okay, these guys go out. Can I push them in? Nope. Oh my god. I'm just gonna not do this, it's fine. You haven't played this? Oh, this is... I hate this, but I want the Primogems. Aww. Oh, this is laughable. Okay, at least I got that. Okay, good thing is these are point related and not oh wow, that was awful. Okay, I need to push them like that. Oof. 14 is not that bad, but it's not great either. No, it's gonna... My freaking end is the blue one. The blue is just not my friend. Okay, now it's good. I need to not launch the blue one, like at all. I'm just gonna push it like... just like that. There we go! 20! Furthest that we've been, or like highest score so far. That was good. These are all enemies, okay. Now push them out. Yes, thank you. Oof, it's getting back. Okay, this one's good. Now push them out. I love that I pushed myself out as well. Ooh, just... Okay, is that good or bad? Why did I get any points? This I don't understand. Like, sometimes they're not counted, and sometimes they are counted. So, like this one. It came out, or like, it got out. And one time, it counted my points of, like, the finches not being in there. Wow. Because it got out one time. Lovely. Not only did I push them... Like, this is what I mean. Like, it got out and then it got in again. Last time it wasn't okay, but this time it was. There's no logic to this. It's so... Like, I don't understand what's going on. No, what is going on? What is this nonsense? How am I supposed to get them in there? Maybe with this? It's way too far. They go so fast. Okay, at least I got these ones. Okay, let's try this again. I don't quite understand. Let's push this inside there. And this one can take this guy. Oh no, it didn't take it. Okay, fine. This one. Can you take all these as well? Yes! Okay. And maybe I can push this guy. No, it's gonna take all of them out. Why it's so hard? At least we got in there. It's fine. I don't care what score we get. I just care for my Primogems. I don't really care to do these. It's fine. I got my Prims. I don't need the other stuff. I still got it. I did. Okay. We got that done. 100 short. Yeah. But it's fine. I really don't have the patience to do it again. Doesn't really matter. Yes, I don't know what that was, but it's just not... waste more time. Let me go check on my chicken soup real quick.
Wait. Huh? No. Whatever.
Okay. Let's see. What are we doing? We are going in here.
Ad Astra Abyssa.
Yes. Can I
Thank
get
you for
my Primogems for doing barely anything?
Ad Astra.
Thank you. Dispatch those again. Alright. Now, what should we do? I feel like we should... I feel like we should just do a... I don't need to do that right now. A character... Yes, we all hope that your fever lessens in time, but also having a fever, like a mild fever, is good. My hair looks different. That's nice. It looks really like dark on stream. It looks similar to what it was. Maybe some of the old color is poking through, but it's not the same. Okay, yeah. It's not... They did the a wash, so like they like took out the color.
There have been many
So there
poorly
shouldn't
written
be
applications lately.
any
I guess
of the
I'll just have to reject
old
them all.
color left. I was ginger at some point. A really pretty copper color, mind you, but not the one I was looking for. What I want, yeah, here. So it can't be the old color, but let's just do a story quest. I don't feel like... Oh, we still have... We've started Layla's. We've done all these. We only have Kaya and Layla, but we've started Layla, so let's just continue. Oh, I've just opened it, sorry. Opened it, sorry. Can I... Okay, never mind. What name is it? It is Ever Silent Stars. Imagine just being clickable. Could not. Ever Silent Stars. Okay, of course it is locked. I don't understand why they would give us the focused feature where we could like block all the other quests and do one quest at a time and then take it away. Like, why? I don't understand. I don't want to do this. This is, I think, Sino's other quest. I don't want to do it. Ignis Purgator, the child who doesn't exist. Who's this one? The child. Forgotten Thief. Yeah, this was Sinos. Silent Night. Can we do this? We can do that. Okay, let's do that. It looks darker, yeah, on camera. It's not picking up the color right. And it does have the same kind of purpley reddish tinge to it that the old color had, which is a coincidence, but a kind of an annoying coincidence because it looks kind of the same even though it doesn't in real life. Like, it's weird. I don't understand the color quite literally. And also the color looks different in different kinds of light, so it's interesting even in real life. Thank you for the hydrate. Besides probably be in bed for Redsky. It's Sino's second quest. Yes, I know. I love how I get an Amazon ad for some tech that costs 850 euros. Like, come on, y'all must know I broke it. For the pink colored drink, I can imagine Tainari and Emilie shares the same hobby or something. We'll see, we'll see.
You can't treat a glaze lily like a cactus. If Sanjay does this again, the loss will have to come out of his food expenses.
I'll go talk to him. At this rate, he won't even be able to afford eating cacti for much longer.
I am drinking a Japanese strawberry milk soda, something like that. It's a little bit strange, and it does have like little pieces of film on the surface, which is a little concerning. I was thinking, I thought really, I was hoping that it would be like Calpis, but sadly it is not. I can't explain the taste. And it has that really weird, like, strawberry, like, side taste. Have you ever tasted strawberry recordelic? Recordelic? Is that what it's called? I'll show you. It's a cider. And that one tastes almost exactly like strawberries. Okay, this is the strawberries and lime, but it used to have a strawberry, only strawberry. And that tasted really weird. Like actual strawberries, but then, I don't know. It's weird. This one has that kind of, it's a really short taste. Like the side taste of strawberry. Other than that, it tastes really just sweet and a hint of that weird strawberry. I don't know if I like it. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Yeah, anyways. I'm not sure I like it. I don't necessarily dislike it, but it's not... I wouldn't buy it again.
It's you two. It's been a while. What brings you to Port Ormos?
We didn't have anything to do, and this place looked pretty lively, so we decided to stop by.
Can you hear the game okay, by the way?
What's with all the flowers around here?
This is kind of... this flower here. This is kind of what I want my hair to look like. A little bit more peachy. Like, right there with the mix of yellow. That's what I want my hair look like at some point. Currently, it's more like this flower here. Like the middle color there. The game's good? Okay,
well,
that's nice.
Port Ormos is currently organizing a flower exhibition featuring flowers and plants from all over Teyvat. So I came to help out. The exhibition includes flowers from every corner of the world, each with their own unique properties and needs. With that in mind, the curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar capable of retaining heat and moisture. Even so, an expert is still required to develop tailored transportation and care plans for each type of flower.
Oh, and that expert is you, right?
Not this time, no. I'm just here to help out. The expert in charge is someone else.
Mr. Tainari! Sanjay! He confused the poisonous bulbs with garlic shoots, and he ate
Oh
them!
no.
Never mind. Forget about what I said about the food expenses. Apologies, Traveler, Paimon. Looks like I've got something to take care of. I'll be back.
That is
Tainari's
not
busy
good.
No matter where he is, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like it. Hey, don't look at Paimon like that. Paimon is super careful about what she eats.
Sure.
Well, looks like Tainari might be busy for a while. Let's take a look around the port in the meantime.
Floral Debt Blood Dew. Interesting title. Where do we go next? I find it really interesting that this quest has both spoken dialogue and also written unspoken dialogue. Usually these quests are only spoken. It's weird. Feels like they're cutting corners. I don't know. That's just how I feel. Oh, it's our friend! Wait, is that... I'm not sure if this is the same quest anymore. No, this is not the same quest. I'm sorry. Did we do this on stream? I can't remember. But I don't know why we're here, back in here with this quest. Maybe I need to do this first? I don't know. Can I do the flower debt? Yes, I would like to do that, not this. I don't know why that jumped to this quest. It's the last wolf on your last quest. Yeah! And that was super weird. Like, sometimes it does that, like, jumps to a quest that I've been following, but not like that. That's really bizarre. I'm sorry. But let's go in here. It must have been Paimon's talking from that quest too. That doesn't make any sense for Paimon to not be talking. As I just said, usually these quests have dialogue spoken only or written only, not both.
Huh?
Oh, she has such a pretty dress. Paimon's like me, just sneezing.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilia's? No wonder.
It's getting worse.
Oh my god.
A moment of your time, you two? If it's not too much trouble, perhaps you could try this incense.
Incense? Oh, the scent is so nice. Wait, whoa, that was fast. Paimon doesn't have to sneeze anymore.
Think nothing of it. From your attire, I imagine you two aren't from Sumeru either.
I find her talking interesting.
Seeing as we're both travelers from abroad, it's only right that we help each other out should the occasion arise.
She's a really interesting accent. I've never heard that.
Oh, so you're here for the flower exhibition too?
I suppose that's accurate. Ah, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Emilie, a perfumer from Fontaine.
Paimon, words of advice: don't bring Emilie to the desert. She will spend her time finding nuts to make perfume. Good to note. I love the little lily of the valley, like, decorations in every little detail. They look really pretty. Her hat is weird, and her whole outfit is a little bit funky, but I really like the dress.
Paimon is Paimon. Thank you so much for your help just now. Oh, and this is...
The Traveler, right? I've heard a lot about
I
you
love
from
the
the Steambird.
shoes.
It's nice to finally put a face to the name.
What happened back there?
Wait, I have
Why
not
did
heard
Paimon
about
start
her, but it's
speaking all of
fine.
a sudden?
A small line never hurt anybody, except it did.
Have you ever heard of hay fever? To
Yes.
put it simply, when inhaled, certain pollens can trigger abnormal physical reactions.
But Paimon
Have
had
you
seen
heard
these
of
kinds
breathing?
flowers before and nothing weird happened then.
Or drinking water?
Well, we're all different. The factors that can trigger a reaction to certain stimuli vary by person. In isolation, the effects of certain pollens may seem minimal, but inhaling various types at once can trigger a more overt reaction. But there's no need to worry. Pollen allergies can be effectively mitigated with the use of medication.
Oh, well, that's good.
She doesn't look very Fontanian though. Like, her dress and everything, I mean, there are aspects that look Fontania, but she, I don't know. To me, she doesn't look very much like she's from any nation that we know. Like, she did say she's from Fontaine, but I don't know. Also, I don't understand the veil. Like, if they needed something flowing like this, just give her a ponytail. Like, I don't know, it's weird.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. I left in such a hurry, I forgot to warn you about all the pollen in the air. Emilie? Ah, what a coincidence. Looks like my worry was misplaced then. The Traveler and Paimon are in good hands.
It was nothing, really. We happened to run into each other shortly after my arrival, and I offered them a bit of help, that's all. I'm more curious as to why you thought the Traveler and Paimon were in danger. Allergies are highly unpredictable. If you were concerned the pollen might trigger a reaction, that must mean something similar has happened in the past.
Remember the first time we met? You fainted after inhaling Spirit Borneal.
The Spirit Borneal didn't affect Paimon at all, and now she's the one suffering. It makes no sense.
It's not really something you can make sense out of, Paimon. There are all kinds of allergies out there, caused by a variety of different factors. Some people are even allergic to almonds. It's not something you can generalize.
Exactly. I even encountered a case in Fontaine where someone had an allergic reaction to soba noodles their family brought back from Inazuma.
Whoa. Good thing Paimon isn't allergic to anything delicious.
In a manner of speaking, although you could say the patients I deal with are rather unusual.
In addition to medicine, Emilie is also very knowledgeable about botany. She's taught me a lot about the native flora around Fontaine.
And that's where my expertise ends, I'm afraid. When it comes to breadth of knowledge, Tainari certainly comes out on top.
A flower expert? Oh, Paimon's got it! You must be the expert Tainari mentioned, the one in charge of the exhibition!
Wrong again, I'm afraid.
Well, I did come for the exhibition, but only to inquire about the Auguste variety. I'm not involved in any official capacity.
Oh, Paimon was sure she got it right this time.
It's a kind of flower that was once popular in Fontaine. The perfume made from it also bears the same name.
Auguste, huh? That's not a name you hear often nowadays.
In an ancient language, the word is said to mean sacred or noble. It's sometimes used as a name for people as well. Ah, that reminds me. Are you familiar with a historical event in Fontaine known as Perfume Mania? Perfume Mania was an event that occurred in Fontaine nearly 20 years ago. It all started when several merchants released their own lines of high-end, expensive perfumes, marketing them as must-have luxury products, the very symbol of elegance itself. No one anticipated the absolute frenzy this would create on the market, causing the price of perfumes to skyrocket. The demand was twofold. What some saw as a status symbol, most saw as a money-making opportunity. You could take advantage of the soaring price by hoarding them and reselling at even higher margins. The value of these products became so inflated, regular bottles of perfume were even going for hundreds of thousands of mora. This resulted in countless disputes and scams. But at the end of the day, perfume is just perfume. The market value greatly exceeded the intrinsic worth of the product, creating an economic bubble that was never going to last. Luckily, the Palais Mermonia recognized the danger and intervened before the craze could truly spread. Many profiteers and scammers were thrown in jail as a result. In the end, only a few wealthy families were affected when the bubble popped.
What does all this have to do with that Auguste you mentioned earlier?
Well, during the craze, the most popular perfume was none other than Auguste. The demand far exceeded the supply, to the point where it once sold for 10 million mora a bottle.
Nice.
10 million? Then what about...
After the mania ended, most perfumes returned to a normal price. Auguste was the only exception. Its namesake, the flower used to create it, went extinct. As a result, no new bottles of Auguste have been made, and the value of the perfume remains exceedingly high. Indeed, the Auguste flower was not a natural variety, you see. It was specially cultivated for use in perfume making.
At least it wasn't a natural flower. That's nice, because that would have been awful.
When the bubble popped, all the flower beds used for its cultivation were destroyed in a fire. The variety has never been seen since.
But didn't you say you came to the exhibition to look for it?
Ah, yes. I came to investigate a certain rumor that the Auguste flower has reappeared in Sumeru. It's causing quite the stir in the Fontaine perfume market.
Traveler, we should help Emilie look for it.
I have to agree. Emilie wrote me to ask if I could look into the rumor, but the forest rangers haven't received any reports of new plant species.
Even if I can locate the flower, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed, Paimon. I don't have any grand mora-making endeavors planned. Divine, noble, one of a kind. All beautiful sentiments to be sure, but to me, they overshadow the very essence of the product. When it comes to perfume, I want people to forget the price and the prestige, and focus on the beauty of the fragrance itself.
Wow, so...
Of course, there's also a more practical reason. In recent years, low-grade counterfeit versions of Auguste have been popping up on the Fontaine perfume market. Every so often, someone will claim to have recreated the unique scent of Auguste, and the rumor mill will start comparing the counterfeits to my own work.
Okay, that's more like the reason Paimon had in mind.
Ever since that rumor started, 3 new perfumes claiming to be made from the Auguste flower have appeared on the market. If I can dispel the fanaticism surrounding Auguste, even just by proving the rumor to be false, Fontaine's perfume market can finally start to get back to normal. Then I'll be free from all the stories and added meaning and just focus on making what I like.
That makes sense.
Oh, I would of course be grateful for your help, but I wouldn't want to trouble you.
Well, you said it yourself. We're both travelers from abroad, so...
Ha! I suppose you're right. Then you have my thanks.
Based on the information I have so far, it's unclear if the rumor is true. Mr. Edgar also thinks it's too early to say. But you could always go talk to him. He was there all those years ago, after all. Maybe he'll know something.
Huh, I was just about to pay him a visit at the hotel.
Edgar? Who's that?
The person you've been trying to guess this whole time. The flower expert in charge of the exhibition. Back when he was still working in Fontaine, Auguste was his creation.
I should also mention, he was my teacher, the one who taught me the basics of perfumery when I apprenticed in Sumeru.
Cool.
So this guy was a famous perfumer in Fontaine, but then he came to Sumeru to teach people from Fontaine? It sounds confusing.
Yes, and I think
It's a long story.
I thought she
If
said
you're
that
interested,
she
we
was
can talk
coming
more about it when
from
we see him. He should be
Mondstadt,
staying near the
but I
hotel.
think she said Fontaine. So, my bad. I'm pretty sure she didn't say. Did she? I don't even know anymore. Why is Nemo so freaking cute? He's just sleeping. One eye as a slither like this. Slowly looking at me sometime.
Oh, look at all
You
the
are so
flowers.
cute.
Apparently, The exhibitor paid a large sum to rent out the hotel and surrounding buildings. They're being used as temporary storage facilities and lodging for exhibition personnel.
Yeah, what if guests come early? They won't have anywhere to stay. Also, renting out this big of a hotel, how are they gonna make that more back?
It's been so long, I almost didn't recognize you, Edgar.
Well, you and your brother haven't changed a bit.
Oh, yeah, look, all this catching up is nice and all, but let's get down to business. We need to talk about Kyria.
Hold on, we have guests.
It's nice to see you again, Master.
Emilie? Is that you? Oh, it's been years. I've heard you've become quite the famous perfumer in Fontaine. It would seem the student has surpassed the master.
Oh, well, it's all thanks to your mentorship.
Ah, hardly. I taught you the basics. Hearing you call me master, well, I'm not sure I'm deserving of that title. I've taught many students here in Sumeru over the years, but I've yet to see one turn out quite as accomplished as you. You're the only one who can take credit for that success. And who are these two? I don't recall you mentioning them in your letter.
Ah, they're my new friends, the Traveler and Paimon.
Emilie's friends. Well then, the pleasure is all mine.
He seems a bit sketchy.
And these two gentlemen, are they friends of yours, Master?
Of course, we're perfume merchants from Fontaine. I'm Oud, and this here is my younger brother, Blaze. Edgar and the two of us are old friends.
Yes.
Sure.
Merchant brothers?
You must be here to look for the August flower then.
Well, what respectable perfume merchant hasn't heard of a goose? Anyone in the business would be interested in the rumors.
I'm guessing you're here for the same reason, Emilie. We were just about to get into it, so you three might as well join in. I commissioned a few eremites to do some scouting for me. They searched all over Sumeru, but there were no sightings of the August flower. That being said, there are people in Port Ormos who claim to have smelled a unique fragrance on the streets. Definitely floral, but still distinct.
Interesting.
Some of them were merchants who lived in Fontaine 20 years ago. According to them, the fragrance smelled exactly like the August they remember from back then. A one-of-a-kind, divine, and noble scent.
Maybe someone around here just happens to have a bottle of August from back then.
No, I don't think so. I doubt that's the case. Even if someone had a bottle that was never opened, the fragrance of the perfume would have changed over time. Very few perfumes can go decades without a change in scent.
Yes, that is
August
true.
is even more prone to that kind of shift. Only a few bottles still exist in Fontaine, and their scent would have completely degraded by now.
I use perfume so little and so few. I never remember to use it, so I use it such like very few times. And I have so many bottles of perfume that I've gotten like as gifts and stuff, and I can probably just keep them until I die because yeah, I hope they are still okay to use, the ones that I haven't opened, because one specific one is a discontinued like limited edition one that I loved, and I haven't used it in a while, and I'm a bit terrified of opening the like not opened bottle because I fear that it's gone bad. But it's just I never remember to use perfume. Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna be a bad person, we'll see, but it's gonna be interesting. He doesn't seem like all nice and cute and everything. What is your favorite perfume? I have two. I'd say I have two general favorites and one like okay, I have three favorites. I have my one favorite is Stella McCartney's what is it called? Like candy or sweet candy or something like that. It comes in a small size and a bigger size, but it has like a pink round top on it. And then my other favorite is Cherry in the Air. I forgot who makes it. I can't remember who makes it or made it, but it's this really sweet cherry is kind of smell. With the new app layout, I accidentally clicked out of your stream and now I have to watch pre-roll ads again. I'm so sorry, that is so annoying. I hate the new app version. I don't use Twitch anymore because it's so confusing and annoying. And my third favorite is I think it's a Body Shop one. It's more like a body mist than a full-on perfume. And it is, I can't remember what it's called, but it's really like this vanilla rich kind of scent. A little bit like spicy even. I really like that one. Hi Potato Meal, how are you doing? Are you sleepy? What are your guys' favorites for perfumes? I don't know many, but I'm interested to know anyways. New layout is weird though, that in the front you can only watch Izu's stream without a voice and you need to press button. Yes, I hate that. I hate that I need to scroll through like all kinds of streams to look at like stream. I don't know, it really is not good. And sometimes they recommend stream which you do not follow over the stream you follow. Yeah, I find it super confusing. I had a huge realization recently. I opened my new bottle of favorite perfume and I realized I don't love it as much anymore. Oh no, that's sad. You need a new one then, like a new favorite. You're doing okay, I guess. That's not a very confident answer. Honestly, the perfumes I get feel more like concepts than actual smells. Like, what the fuck is supposed to be ocean or fire? Oh my god, recently, it was such a funny meme my friend sent me. There's one, like, video of somebody going to a grocery, like a supermarket grocery store, like where you can buy all kinds of stuff. And they were saying, like, why is it that women's marketed towards like traditionally women body wash all have the names like flower garden, peach blossom, strawberry and lime sensation, and like floral dream or whatever, and then you get to the men's aisle and all of the products are labeled like dragon blood, night and darkness, and like fire blade. Like everything is like super aggressive and everything, and it is so funny. Like, I want a body wash that's like dragon fire as well. I feel like they try to imitate TikTok. Yeah, I feel like TikTok is changing all social medias. Like, I hate the way that one makes everybody change. Like, TikTok makes every social media like change into like TikTok 2.0. It's so stupid. Like, if I want to look at videos like that, I go to TikTok. I don't go to Instagram. Why do we all must have only one thing? Why can't we have separate things, unique things? It's like the beauty standards. Everybody looks the same now. I don't understand. Mom, get me out of here. Honestly, so true. Jasper is obsessed with a candle with the smell of campfire. That sounds like such a nice time, though. I love campfire, like the smell of a campfire. I love my favorite YSL Parisienne, which has a cranberry and sandalwood. That sounds really, really nice. I have... Do I have... No. I also have the... What's the perfume called? I have the famous one that was really popular a few... Maybe like 5 years ago or something. Black Opium, that one. I really like that one. I really like either super sickly sweet scents or rich, darker, kind of more sensual senses. Like, yeah, that's exactly something I would really like rose and musk and vanilla. That sounds like a really nice perfume. I stayed off of TikTok so I didn't have the addicting short form video, and now I need to delete YouTube off my phone so I don't get sucked in. I tend to love anything with rose or musk. That's nice. I like musky scents as well. One of my favorite masculine scents is... what was the brand? I forget the brand, but this one brand... like a very high-end famous one, has these like really interesting conceptual fragrances, and one of them is like literally like smoke. It's not smoke for real, obviously, but it smells like burnt wood, like smoke. Not like a smoking smoke, more like a burning wood or something like that smoke. And for some reason, on a person, it smells really good. It smells really, really good. And I almost bought it for myself, but then it's too masculine for my liking. Like, I don't mind when other people use different scents for different, like, it doesn't matter. You can use a scent for any, like, any person can use any scent. But personally, what I like to smell, it wasn't something I personally wanted to smell on myself, if that makes sense. Everything imitates TikTok these days, like Reels, Instagram, Shorts, and YouTube. Yeah, it's just awesome. Oh, not awesome. Awful. I'm getting really irritated because I have a... my nail is like rough on one edge. Like, it's not right. And it's getting like all my focus because I can't think of anything else than like biting it, but I can't bite it. It's okay, you can pick any perfume you like though. Yeah, I prefer sweet scents on myself. Alright, let's continue. We can talk about scents as well, but yeah.
Could there be a flower out there with a similar fragrance? Or in accord with the same base notes?
Impossible! If a goose were that easy to replicate, it would never have sold for such a high price all those years ago.
Technically speaking, the scent wouldn't be impossible to imitate.
Well, let's table that question for now. Edgar, did any of those...
No. By the time they realized they had smelled something, the scent was already gone. If I hadn't asked about it, they probably wouldn't have given the experience a second thought. Compared to things we see and hear, smells can be much easier to overlook.
It almost sounds like someone wearing their goose fragrance passed them on the street.
Wait, are you saying...
Just thinking out loud.
We don't have much to go off of right now, but we can't rule out that possibility. I'll send some more people to investigate. You all traveled so far to be here. Why don't you rest in the hotel for a bit? Oud, Blaze, this is the key to your room.
Ooh, you've got the keys to the rooms? Do we get free lodging too?
Ah, my apologies. All the rooms in the hotel are accounted for, I'm afraid. I managed to tidy up one of the rooms for these two at the last minute. But by the time Emilie wrote to me, there was no more space left for her to...
Oh, and we just showed up out of the blue. Guess that means there's...
I should have been more considerate. Here I am with an entire hotel at my disposal and no place to off...
Don't worry, Master. I can sleep on the boat tonight. Or I could even camp in the wild. It would give me the opportunity to collect some plant specimens while I'm here in Sumeru. Ah, even better.
I find that quite sketchy that you have a whole hotel and no place for anybody to sleep.
Would it be possible for me to leave some of my luggage here? It would be rather cumbersome to take it camping. It shouldn't take up too much space.
Well, about that...
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, no trouble at all. My brother and I will keep an eye on them for you, as long as you don't mind, mademoiselle.
It's like they don't want anything to anyone for, like, nothing to do with the hotel.
All right then. Oud, why don't you take Emilie inside and find a suitable place for her luggage? I'll prepare some refreshments and join you in a bit.
Sketchy, Edgar.
I'm sorry I couldn't...
It's alright, Master. I know it was sudden.
Strange
sure
story,
to pick it
bro.
up.
Yes, exactly. Been meaning to ask, how was the Imaginarium Theater? I don't know if you were here. I tried it once and never again. I could not figure out what the hell was going on. And then I didn't have time to play Genshin. It's so pretty though.
The smell of flowers is so strong. Didn't Edgar say he tidied up around here?
It'd be like that,
so
yeah.
many flowers. Hyman took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers. Looks like this exhibition is gonna be huge.
No, that's a florist thing. We work closely with the essential oils of various plants. But to maintain a sharp sense of smell, most perfumers prefer to keep their homes free of strong odors.
Oh, guess there's just too much to store for the exhibition then.
Oh, this room seems to be a connected suite, and my brother will be staying on the other side of the suite. Blaze, while you're out, why don't you bring our luggage over as well? Blaze!
Yes, of course.
All right then. Where can we find your luggage, mademoiselle? Blaze will go fetch it for you.
It's still at the port. In addition to some daily necessities, there's also a case of amber wine that I brought back from Fontaine. Could I trouble you to bring that back as well? It would be the perfect way to repay you for your hospitality.
How generous. I should thank you on my brother's behalf. You stumbled upon his weakness. He's aloof about most things, but alcohol is his one true love.
That's a bit sad, isn't it? The theater is fun though, not as painful as the Abyss and challenging Eunuch too. What hospitality, exactly. And I was out of stream again. I'm gonna eat my phone if it happens again. Yeah, can you like either put Twitch in like picture in picture, like a small screen, or just not touch your phone?
Is that so? Mr. Oud, Mr. Blaze, thanks for...
Hey! What are you doing?
That's Master's voice.
Okay, this took a strange turn. Which way do I go out?
Edgar!
Master!
Hey, Edgar. Are you all right? Can you hear me?
But I can't type without touching my phone. It would be a sad sacrifice to make. Alright, that is true. It's been so long since I did a story quest. Do you have any of them open?
Who did it?
Kyria.
Hey, Edgar?
Did he
Edgar!
die?
No,
What
don't
is
shake him.
happening?
He's injured. Just leave him to me. You two can... Oh, thank you.
Okay, at least there was an opened... Yeah, opened bottle here. No, we don't need that.
That strange smell around here. Is it coming from this bottle? Oh, really? You think?
Is that the fragrance we're trying to locate?
Do you think whoever did this was hiding in the flowers before they attacked Edgar? True.
Okay, strange. What else? Do we just talk to these? I guess so.
I checked. It doesn't look like anyone passed through here.
I have Emilie, Siegewin, Sino 2 and 1 more left and I just can't be bothered to do it. I get it. Like, I just want to skip them, but there's no skip button. Oh no. Maybe you just need to get a new game to obsess over. Did you play?
But that's impossible.
Um,
It's not like that kid can just grow some wings and fly
Baldur's
away.
Gate. Did you start that? I think you started that, right? It's like the murder mystery Linny story. No, I think he's fine. I think he's just unconscious.
Oh, the culprit, I mean. It's not like the culprit could have just disappeared into...
Just saving up for Pyro, Capitano, and Shilon. Yeah, there's lots of cool characters coming up
Well,
at some
we
point.
looked all over, but the only clue we found was that bottle.
The most important thing we can do now is focus our efforts on treating Master. Can you help me move him inside?
I finished 6 campaigns already. Is that a lot? It sounds like a lot. They apparently plan to release Capitano. Ooh, that's interesting.
So, how's he doing?
Oh, I need to go check my chicken soup. I'll be right back. I think I left it to like simmer too long because now there was like half the water left. Not the best. But I added some water. I just took it out, like out of the stove. Off the stove. I also got myself a croissant. Because I can. Wow. You've played a lot of that game then. Dungeons and Dragons, like I've heard some people say. I love that idea, but I'm bad at any combat. Like, even the locations, races, events, and characters are from D&D. Baldur's Gate 3 is less combat and more strategizing. Yeah, I've heard that. I'll keep that in mind. Maybe Jasper will want to play it too. I think Jasper would really like it. Oh my goodness. I can't see because Nemo is standing right in front of the messages. Making me jealous with all the food and drinks. I'm sorry. You need to get yourself a good snack as well. Nemo, this is not for you. I gave you like 3 pounds of chicken skin already. Oh my god, please. I can't read. Thank you. It do be a fun game with a lot of replayability. I like the fact that Baldur's Gate 3 also has multiplayer and can be really chaotic with friends and mods. I can imagine that. I have nothing in the house. I'm actually doing good with eating healthy. Good for you. But I do miss ice cream and chocolate. I don't know if it has couch co-op. I would imagine so. Maybe potato can also that. I love croissants. I love the subject change. I love freshly baked croissants, but I can never figure out how to keep them well. Because this one has been in a paper bag for 3 hours, maybe. And it's already getting a little, like, not mushy, but like,
emergency treatment,
not great.
I discovered a residue in his nose and mouth. Master was most likely forced to ingest a certain liquid.
Oof, that's not great.
He's still unconscious, and inducing vomiting could obstruct his airways. We'll have to look into other clues for now.
You should put him on the side then. If somebody can, like, is in a risk of vomiting while unconscious, you always put them sideways, one knee bent, so that they cannot move.
Ah, yes. The scent is the same, but the chemical composition is still unclear. We'll have to do further tests to determine if it's the same liquid and how toxic it is to the human body. But first, I do believe there are 2 people who could shed some light on the situation.
Yes.
Mr. Sylvain, Mr. Lucien.
Wait, you know...
Hey! Were you talking to us, mademoiselle? I'm afraid we'd never heard of those names before.
Very believable.
Before arriving in Sumeru, I asked a friend from the Special Patrol to look into the creators of Auguste. There were 4 people in total. The perfumer, Edgar, the one thrust into the limelight, and 3 others. A researcher from Sumeru responsible for cultivating the Auguste flower, and 2 merchant brothers responsible for promoting the product on the market. The 2 brothers capitalized on the mythos surrounding Auguste. Their actions lured in numerous speculators and profiteers, inflating the price of Auguste even further. In the end, they were sent to the Fortress of Meripede for falsifying their accounts and destabilizing the market. If you do the math, they should be out of prison by now.
Nice.
Huh. And what does that have to do with us? There are countless merchant families in Fontaine. You gonna accuse them of being criminals too?
Every time your brother called you Blaze, it took you several seconds to respond. But when I called you Lucian just now, the name registered immediately.
Ah, Miss Emilie, out of respect for your position as a famous perfumer in Fontaine, I'm inclined to believe that was simply a poor attempt at humor. You have a bright future ahead of you. You wouldn't want to develop
Start
a
threatening
reputation
me.
as someone
Let's
who
see how
throws
far
around
you get
false
with that.
accusations, especially among merchant circles.
You claim to be regular perfume merchants, and yet, when I brought up amber wine, you took it to be alcohol.
What?
No.
Amber wine is a perfume I created several years ago. It wasn't particularly renowned, but I'm certain any respectable perfume merchant in Fontaine would know of it. Unless, until recently, they were living somewhere completely cut off from the perfume world. Somewhere like the Fortress of Meripede, perhaps?
Emilie, you little.
Nice. Look at me,
Don't
badass.
misunderstand, Mr. Sylvain. I don't bring this up to criticize you. No matter what happened all those years ago, the court has already passed its judgment. But Master's life is in danger. We need to learn whatever we can about the person who has done this.
Exactly.
If Master's attack had something to do with Auguste, I would imagine the two of you might also be in danger. So I'd like to trouble you for some information, if I may. Tell me about Kyria.
Fine, as you wish.
It's the fourth one, right?
Lucian, if this will help us find Kyria, then it will be all worth it. Besides, we've already told most of the stuff to the Maison Orderly anyway. You were right, Miss Emilie. There were 4 of us at the beginning. Myself, Lucian, Edgar, and a researcher from Sumeru in charge of flower cultivation, Vijava. Sometime down the road, the Marechaussee Phantom came knocking, saddled us with a list of accusations, and started looking into our books. They did their meddling, and my brother Edgar and I were forced to serve time in the fortress as a result.
Sounds like he's still upset about that. Wait, then how did Edgar end up in Sumeru?
Master was convicted as an accomplice, so he only had to serve a few years. He decided to move to Sumeru so that he could put those events behind him. Still, Master was depressed for a long time after that. He stopped making new perfumes and focused on introducing students to the craft instead. That's how I met him. My parents had to relocate to Sumeru for work when I was a child, so I had the chance to study under him for a little while. But we can talk about that some other time. I want to hear more about this researcher, Vijava.
Like us, Vijava was also staring down an investigation from the Marechaussee Phantom. But before the Phantom showed up at her door, she set all the flower beds on fire, along with much of the mora we managed to earn. All the Auguste flowers, everything we worked to create, was reduced to nothing but a pile of ash.
But
Dramatic.
stealing all that evidence, wouldn't that make things worse for her?
It didn't matter at that point, because she died in the fire as well.
What?
Oh no.
Sounds like you did an investigation of your own. Why even ask us if you knew all of this already?
The name wasn't mentioned in any of the files I reviewed either. But you two seem quite familiar with him.
Come on. Spill the beans.
Kyria was Vijava's younger brother. He was just a clueless kid back then. Somewhere in his teens, I think. He helped his sister with her work sometimes, but that was pretty much it. He didn't have any idea what we were doing. Vijava kept him close most of the time. The 3 of us were probably the only ones who even knew she had a brother. After our operation was compromised, he disappeared. There were no signs of him until recently, when people started saying the Auguste flower had reappeared in Sumeru.
So, you think Kyria took something with him back then? Something that allowed him to reproduce the Auguste flower?
That would make sense.
Java doted on the kid like you wouldn't believe. She even
Like
told us to
teeth?
give her cut to her brother if anything happened to her. If she left something behind before she died, believe me, Kiria's the one that has it.
And judging by the liquid in that bottle, the Auguste flower wasn't the only thing he reproduced. He managed to replicate the perfume itself.
So the liquid Edgar was forced to ingest really was Auguste. Wait, does that mean Auguste is poison?
Poison? No, no. Of course not. No perfume is meant to be ingested. Even small amounts can be dangerous, let alone ingesting a whole bottle at once.
Perfume is
If
basically
Auguste
alcohol.
could be considered
so,
a poison,
yeah.
we wouldn't have even sold half a bottle back then. Edgar fell unconscious because Kiria forced him to drink perfume. It just happened to be Auguste. He probably thought we had something to do with his sister's death. But to tell you the truth, I have no idea why she did all that. We're not looking for Kiria because we have it out for him. We just wanted to see how he was doing.
That's
And, if
possible,
possible,
right?
work together to bring back Auguste.
Sure. That's what
We
what
only
we're
went to
gonna do.
prison for a bit of fraud and market manipulation. It had nothing
Right.
to do with the product itself.
Nothing
As
to
long as we
do
keep
with
things
it.
honest this time around.
Sure.
Bringing the
Nemo,
product
your
back to
paw does
market
not
would almost
belong
be
on
like
my plate.
honoring his sister's memory.
So that's why you never mentioned Kiria during your interrogation?
Yes, exactly. We were just looking out for the kid.
Of course.
Anyway, that's all we know. If you're looking for information on what's in Auguste, or what to do if you ingest it, there are only two people to ask.
Well, at least we're able to say for certain that the substance Edgar ingested was in fact Auguste. That gives us a direction for further testing. Well then, I'd say that was a very enlightening discussion.
Well, glad to hear it.
Sure.
Lucian, let's head back to the room and rest a bit. With everything that's happened, there are things that need reconsidering.
Yes, of course.
Could they be more obvious?
Huh, you think so too? That does seem to be the case. Pity we don't have more evidence. But based on Sylvain's tone of voice just now, I suspect further questioning will only result in more made-up answers.
The way you exposed them like that, just based on a hunch, that was genius!
Sorry, I need to put my...
Earlier you said you were only sort of a doctor, and that your patients were unusual.
Oh yes, that's because most of the patients I encounter are already dead.
You're
I need to put on
forensic
my
doctor?
Close.
things.
I'm actually a forensic cleaner. Once the forensic team and the Marechaussee Phantom are done collecting evidence from the scene, I'm in charge of clearing away the final traces my patients leave on the world. In fact, with just a small alteration to the formula, the same tincture used as the base of perfume can also be made into a cleaning agent. Basically, there are two sides to forensics. Those who collect evidence to expose the truth, and those who clean up the smells, bloodstains, and other substances left behind at the scene. I've learned a lot in my line of work, and I've witnessed a lot of death. But this time, we may still save the patient. Actually, Traveler, could I trouble you to report back to Tainari and the officers at Port Ormos? We should update them on the situation. I'll stay here and continue to look after Master. Now that we have a sample of Auguste, I'm hoping further analysis won't be too difficult.
Yes, okay. I love this room. So nice. Flowers everywhere. Okay, let's exit. And now go to Tainari, who is at Port Ormuz. Sometimes I would imagine all that until I realized there is mosquito. It's all flower. You mean like at home? That you think it's a mosquito? Or do you mean the sparkles that come from the... What do you mean it's a mosquito?
Whoa. Why the rush? Did something happen?
Oh no, I don't have anything to clean my nose with.
Edgar was attacked. He's the most famous perfumer in the region. Someone who's helped countless people around Port Ormos. How could this happen?
Sheriff, have you received any reports of a suspicious individual fleeing through the bazaar?
No, but we've got eyes all over the area. I'm sure someone's seen Kyria. I'll start gathering my forces. We won't let him get away.
What about you, Tighnari? Do you have a plan?
I'm sure the sheriff can handle things over at the scene, and I doubt Emilie needs my help looking after Mr.
Sorry.
Edgar.
All of a sudden I heard something really weird. I'm not sure what that was. I couldn't hear very
Then
well
she
because I
was
had
far
my
too modest.
phones on.
She may not
But
be a
Nemo was
doctor by
fine.
trade, but she has a deeper understanding of human
was
anatomy and
bizarre.
pharmacology than most scholars from the Amor to Darshan. Not to mention the fact that Mr. Edgar's condition is related to perfume. Emilie is certainly in the best position to help him. As for me, I'll head to the academia and see what I can learn about Vijava and Kyria.
Oh, that's right. Vijava was supposed to be a scholar from Sumeru.
From Emilie's letter, certainly, but that was the first time I'd heard of it. The academia produces a lot of scholars, and there are plenty of graduates who choose to pursue a career outside their darshan. I didn't have time to look into it earlier, but now it seems like Vijava's past could be critical to getting to the bottom of what happened to Mr. Edgar. I have friends in Sumeru City that can help me investigate. With any luck, we'll have news to share by tomorrow. I'll leave you and Emilie to watch over things here in Port Ormos.
Alright. Wait until 7 PM. Where is the time? There we go. Seven PM? 7 AM? I can't remember. We'll see.
Well, it's
Okay.
been a day. Wonder if Tighnari's discovered anything. But things weren't
Let's just... I thought you pick a towel for... Towel for? Oh, for my nose, yes. Sorry. I also wonder if Edgar's condition is better. We'll see. I hope so.
Emilie!
No longer in critical condition, thankfully. He's still very weak, but with a bit more rest, he should regain consciousness soon. My chemical analysis of a goose also went smoothly, although it certainly raised some questions. I was able to identify the components that give the substance its fragrance, but I also noticed an abnormal trace of elemental energy in the sample.
Elemental energy?
Hard to say. It was such a minute amount, proportionally speaking, like mixing a single drop of perfume into the ocean. I had to use one of the newest tests developed in recent years to even detect the traces present in the sample.
Maybe...
Unless you were abnormally sensitive to elemental energy, I doubt it would have any effect, even if you use the product every day for 10 years. As for whether Master's condition was caused by the elemental energy present in the sample or some other component of the perfume...
Oh, that reminds Paimon. Did Tighnari come and find you? Maybe we could ask him to take a...
I received a message from him last night, but I haven't heard anything since. The message said he was looking into some information at the academia.
Oh, Paimon thought he might have stopped by to... excuse me? Is Miss Emilie here?
Oh, Collie!
Oh, perfect! Familiar faces. Traveler...
Oh, I love her.
Kale. Ah, of course. Tighnari's apprentice. He's mentioned you many times. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. And please, no need for formalities. Emilie is just fine.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you too, Miss, Emilie. Did Tighnari send you here, Kale? Yep.
Master and the others went through decades worth of records last night, and still haven't had a chance to rest. I'm fast on my feet, so it only made sense for me to come and give you an update. Anyway, based on what they've reviewed so far, they believe there's no indication that a researcher by the name of Vijava ever passed through the academia. Master considered that possibility as well, but the name wasn't the only dead end. Master tried to track down people with a similar research direction or background, but also couldn't find a match.
How is that possible?
It's starting to seem very likely. If we want to figure out her true identity, I'm afraid another conversation with those two merchants might be our only...
Hey! Lucian!
It's Sylvain! Wait, you don't think Curio came back, do you?
That seems impossible. If someone came in or out of the hotel just now...
Don't you stand there then? Go inside! What the hell? I know they're annoying, but... still.
It's locked?
There's no one here.
Lucian! 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 Come on!
What the heck?
Emilie! Emilie! My brother.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sylvain, but we were too late this time.
No, no, that's not...
What the hell? This took a dark turn.
Traveler, Kale, Mr. Sylvain has gone through a huge shock. He needs some space to calm down. Could one of you take him next door? It's not good for him to look at his brother's body like this.
Of course. Leave it to me.
Thank you both.
What the hell?
Mr. Sylvain, let's get you up. Here, take my hand. Nice and slow. We'll take things from here. Just focus on getting some rest. Here, this way.
That's horrible. I'm so confused.
Poor guy. He's like a shell of his former self. He may have made some bad decisions in life, but right now, Paimon can't help but feel sorry for him.
Good person or bad, the death of a loved one is equally painful. All the moments he shared with his brother, every hardship and triumph they endured together, are now memories he has to carry alone.
If Curio really was behind this, then what exactly did he do to Lucian?
Lucian can no longer speak, but the traces left behind by his death most certainly can.
Oh my
Traveler,
god.
we got things covered here at the scene. I'll leave you to contact the sheriff.
Why is this quest so unhinged? Oh my Jesus.
Who would have thought? Yesterday's case is still up in the air, and now this happens. Miss Emilie, I heard you're an experienced forensic doctor. Have you been able to discover anything?
Oh, I'm not actually a forensic doctor. I just happen to have some relevant knowledge. I did take a look, though. Judging by the temperature and rigidity of the body, it appears the time of death was sometime last night. I'd have to do a more thorough investigation to find out more.
Then, would you mind helping us investigate? Before he left, Tainari said we could trust your judgment if something like this were to happen.
Of course, I appreciate your trust. Many of the traces left behind at the scene will fade with time, so the sooner we investigate, the better.
We'll help too. We don't know much about dead bodies, but you can leave the other clues to us.
We only make dead bodies.
To tell you the truth, the exhibition has left us quite short-handed. We're lucky to have your help.
Pupils are dilated, skin is flushed. No overt external injuries or signs of a struggle.
Maybe it's the incense.
And the windows are shut tight too. Seems like the only way to get in would have been through Sylvain's room. Well, looks like we've investigated as much as we can. Let's go report back to Emilie and Shiam.
I don't know. I didn't see if she had her mustache on. I think he goes with the same method as Edgar. Possibly. Maybe the guy has cultivated a flower that's poisonous.
So, did you find it?
The same flower, but poisonous.
Paimon can show you. Here, it'd be something like this.
But entering through the room next door without alerting Sylvain... Wait.
No, his reaction to the loss of his brother seemed genuine, and he doesn't have a motive.
Then, what could have happened last night? I know Sylvain is still in shock, but he's our only available witness. We have to take his statement.
I agree. Also, I've made some new discoveries, so we might as well head next door and go through everything together.
This game doesn't usually show dead bodies like that. Sometimes, yeah, but not usually. So it's always a little strange
Mr. Sylvain,
when it does.
I need you to tell me everything you and your brother did since yesterday afternoon. Did you see or hear anything strange?
After Kyria attacked Edgar, my brother and I were incredibly careful. We returned to our rooms and decided to lock all the doors leading to the hallway. The only door we kept unlocked was the one connecting our rooms. That way, if we heard any commotion coming from the other room, we could help each other. But I didn't hear any sort of commotion last night. Not a single noise. I woke up this morning, opened the door, and...
So, no movement from the room next door. No forced entry via Sylvain's room. No signs of a struggle at the scene. And no external injury on Lucien's body. What kind of cause of death are we dealing with here?
I did notice a few things about the body. Lucien's pupils were dilated, and his skin was flushed. Very similar to Master's symptoms after the attack yesterday. There weren't any traces of liquid in his mouth or nose, so it's unlikely he was forced to ingest anything. The more plausible explanation is that he inhaled a substance without knowing it. And
a goose? No, that's not possible. Inhaling a goose won't kill you. And anyway, it would have been for just one night. No, that's not what I meant. Emilie, you ran your tests, didn't you? Go on, tell everyone whether you found any poison.
No, I didn't find any common toxins.
See? A goose is harmless.
That may be true for most people, but not for everyone.
Oh, nice! We get some truths there.
Master!
Edgar? You're up and...
Thanks to Emilie, I'm out of the woods for now. Sylvain, no matter how hard you may try to hide it, the truth will always come to light.
Edgar!
Even if we could keep it a secret for another 10 or 20 years, do you think Kyria would just let us be? No. He would never give up. Not if he's doing all of this for Yelena.
Okay, some beans.
Vijava's real name. Yelena wasn't a scholar from Sumeru. She was an exiled Fatus from Snezhnaya.
A Fatus?
The Fatui. Well, that means the elemental energy present in Auguste was...
Ah, so you've already detected it. Well, Sylvain, looks like there's truly no reason to hide things now.
Oh.
The Auguste flower was created with the mutative and distorting power of a delusion.
A delusion?
The Fatui, delusions. I never would have thought Auguste was hiding this many secrets.
Born of a delusion, Auguste contained distorted elemental energy. A prolonged exposure over many years could have a harmful effect on the body.
That's enough, Edgar. At first, Yelena wanted to keep refining the perfume and the flower. But no one knew how long the perfume mania was going to last back then. It didn't have any effect on ordinary people anyway. Every day we postponed going to market was another day of lost earning potential.
So you decided poisoning people was worth the risk?
Listen, it's not like it was good for business. But all that talk about Auguste being harmful over time, Yelena was just speculating. The impact was practically negligible, unless you were particularly sensitive to elemental energy or had an entire bottle shoved down your throat like Edgar. You could use the product for decades and be completely fine.
It may be true there are no records of Auguste poisoning in Fontaine, but even if no one was acutely poisoned, willfully bringing a product to market despite explicit knowledge of its harmful effects is still a serious crime. That explains why you were so intent on keeping Yelena and Kiria's involvement a secret all this time, despite readily confessing to all your financial crimes. The Fatui, delusions, Auguste. If the Marechaussee Phantom discovered the connection between the three, there would have been enough evidence to send you to the Fortress of Meripede for life.
Ha! If I'd known coming to Sumeru would put a target on my back, I would have been more than happy to stay there. At least that way, Lucien would still be alive. All these years without any sign of Kiria, and he pops up out of nowhere the minute my brother and I get out of prison? It couldn't be any clearer who the kid's after. Auguste was harmless before. The fact that it's killing people all of a sudden must be his doing as well.
So there's bad blood between you.
What about Yelena's death? Was that a cover-up too? A way to destroy evidence?
I'll admit, we thought about it at one point. We took care to disguise the product circulating on the market, and no one was questioning Yelena's fake identity. But if the Marechaussee Phantom decided to look into the flower beds, it would have been the end. Yelena's ties to the Fatui, the role of the delusion, everything would have been exposed. Before we could even put our plan in motion, Yelena beat us to it. She burned all her flower beds and threw herself into the fire as well.
But if her goal was to destroy evidence, there would have been no reason to do that to herself.
Yeah, she could have just burned the flower beds and fled with her brother.
I thought about it for a long time, but it wasn't until just now that I finally understood her reasoning. Everything she did, it was for her brother. One of the reasons they defected from the Fatui was the deterioration of Yelena's body due to her excessive use of a delusion. She didn't want her brother to follow in her footsteps after her death. After arriving in Fontaine, Yelena continued using the delusion to cultivate the Auguste flower, weakening her body even further.
So she couldn't flee with her brother because she was afraid of holding him back.
If her true identity was exposed, she and her brother would face pressure from both Snezhnaya and Fontaine. The Auguste flower and Yelena's own corroded body both bore the mark of a delusion. There would have been no way to avoid suspicion. So, in the end, she burnt it all to ash, including herself. With all the evidence erased, Kiria was free to take the Mora and run.
So the wealth you earned from Auguste, it wasn't destroyed in the fire. Yelena gave it to her brother?
Most likely. Before Yelena died, she said if anything happened to her, she was going to leave everything to her brother. We just didn't realize she meant our cut as well. That's why Lucian and I were searching for Kyria, to take back our Mora and the Auguste flower. We just didn't realize Kyria was baiting us the whole time.
But why is Kyria out for revenge anyway? Doesn't he know about Yelena's decision to sacrifice herself?
I don't think he knew his sister was nearing death. Yelena always wore heavy makeup around him to conceal her deteriorating appearance. She kept herself busy with work to keep out of sight. That way her brother wouldn't notice how she could barely walk.
Then all we'll need to do is tell Kyria what really happened, and then he'll give up on his revenge.
I'm not so sure.
I don't think it works like
Even
that.
if he knew the truth, he'd still find someone to blame. He might think Yelena was forced into using a delusion to cultivate a ghost. Or it's hard to pull yourself out of that kind of hatred. Especially when you've been living in that headspace for so many years.
Very true. Even if Yelena's death was her own choice, I wouldn't call myself innocent either.
Edgar!
Think about it, Sylvain. If we hadn't been in such a hurry to capitalize on the perfume mania all those years ago, do you think Yelena would have elected to take those risks? If we hadn't been so blinded by greed, so insistent on increasing the scale of the flower cultivation, do you think Yelena's health would have deteriorated as fast as it did? If we hadn't invited the Marechaussee Phantom to our doorstep by breaking the law at every turn, Yelena could have survived.
She knew her limits. She knew her days were numbered. Maybe it was for her brother, but she was in it for the Mora just as much as us. We were just trying to earn a bit of Mora. And what, we deserve to die for that? Target me for being the mastermind, sure. But what about Lucian? He was just following my orders. Lucian's crime, was it really so extreme that he had to pay for it with his life?
The only person that can answer that question is a judge.
Fine. I've said my piece anyway. Drag me back to Fontaine to stand trial. I don't care.
3 people from Fontaine, 1 from Snezhnaya, and a crime committed in Port Ormos. Well, we can only wait until the Academia sends someone to deal with it. I'm guessing we'll have to contact Fontaine as well. In any case, we won't really know anything until tomorrow. With the exhibition, we don't even have space in Port Ormos to detain anyone. Such a headache.
The hotel could suffice. You could station a few officers to keep an eye on Sylvain.
I love that he's
myself.
literally imprisoning
Although
himself.
with Sylvain's mental state and my physical one, I don't think you need to worry about a jailbreak.
Mr. Edgar, are you saying...
If Sylvain is to stand trial, then I deserve the same fate. A crime is a crime, accomplice or not. I'd just like to take care of a few things before I go. Say goodbye to my plants. And as for Sylvain, I'm sure he also has some goodbyes of his own. Would you be willing to grant that request?
Well, all right. I'll talk to the Academia. No matter who you were in Fontaine or what crimes you committed, the man we grew to know in Sumeru proved himself to be a good person. Your request is granted.
You have my thanks, Sheriff.
Happen tonight? Oh, you mean the possibility that Kyria might try to finish what he started?
Yeah, all we know is that he uses a goose to poison people, but we still have no idea how to catch him in the act. If he targets Sylvain or Edgar again, we might not be able to stop him.
That may be true, but what if we can take advantage of his desperation?
Yelena Tsaritsa, I can imagine Snezhnaya is inspired by Russia or Siberia or something. Yeah, it's very clear. Don't play, it's like a mix of Italia and Russia. Don't play with delusions though, it will drain your life energy. Ask Teppei. Yes. Or Kole, not Kole. Who had come on. Somebody had a delusion. Oh, Shilde. Another victim of delusion, yes. Yeah, I think after this he probably just turned himself into Merpede. Yeah, we'll see, I guess. If they survive the night. Also, I'm sorry, I can't hydrate. I don't have anything to drink anymore.
If we take advantage of this situation and lure him in on purpose, we might finally have the chance to talk to him.
Master, no. That's too dangerous.
So, that's your plan. If Kyria learns we're being taken away tomorrow, his last chance to enact his revenge would be tonight. In other words, you want to use us as bait to capture him.
Capture? Not necessarily. I just want to talk. What? Are you afraid of him?
Afraid? This is my only chance to make him pay for what he did.
Oh, lovely.
I'm
Another
spending
murder
the rest
then.
of my life in prison anyway. I can't just sit back and let him ride off into the sunset with our fortune. There's no way I'm letting him get away with it.
This guy is
Not
like
after what he did to
insane.
Lucian. As for the danger, everyone else just needs to make preparations in advance to protect us.
Why would
I'll
I?
admit, it could work. We just need to spread the word that Edgar and Sylvain are leaving tomorrow. Then I'll station some of my men around the hotel. If we have your assistance as well, our chance of success would be even higher.
I still have some reservations. But if you insist on carrying out this plan, I won't deny you my help.
I'll also keep watch.
Although I think Sylvain and myself should remain alone in our respective rooms. If Kyria noticed another person in the room, he might decide to turn back.
You mean if he doesn't see a way to get his hands on the two of you, he might get so desperate that he'll just start using a goose on everybody?
If that were to happen, everyone's standing guard. Even the innocent
That's why everyone else needs to keep to the shadows.
You're still recovering. You need to rest.
This old pack of bones doesn't bounce back like it used to.
All right, we can figure out a plan to keep watch later. Right now, I say we split up, start spreading that information before it's too late.
Okay, interesting, interesting. I love that we're just going around talking to random people like, oh, you see this guy got arrested. That is so funny.
Mr. Edgar's been detained. He's being taken away tomorrow.
What? He's the one who helped craft all the fragrances for our shop.
He taught my child how to make perfume.
He hasn't been convicted yet. Let's just wait and see.
Oh, everyone on the street is talking about the rumors. No, but let's head back to the hotel and take a break. We can...
Alright, I'm speeding up a little bit because we don't really need to listen to everything, all of that. My favorite song.
Emilie, Sheriff Xian wants to talk to you and the Traveler about...
Thank you, Kale. But first, here. I prepared a kind of herbal tea that helps calm the spirit. Why don't you have some?
Oh, that's very kind of you. But I'm okay.
Oh, it's not good to be so tense, especially when we've got a long night ahead of us. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I couldn't help but notice that something seems to be on your mind.
Was it that obvious?
You seem very preoccupied with Kyria's revenge. If there's anything you want to talk about, I'm happy to listen.
Oh,
Poor Kole.
Hey, Emilie, Kale.
It's about Dottore,
are we
for
interrupting
sure.
something?
no, not at all. This will be easier to talk through with you here anyway. I've just been thinking. If Kiria has the capacity to commit murder while remaining completely undetected, why didn't he target Sylvain along with Lucien last night? There was just a single door separating them. If his intention was to target both brothers, then there was barely anything standing in his way. Don't you think? When I accompanied Sylvain to his room after Lucien died, and saw how distraught he was, I suddenly realized, maybe Kiria did that on purpose. Maybe he wanted Sylvain to experience the pain of losing a loved one before he completed his ultimate revenge.
So did he attack Edgar as a warning then? To scare Sylvain and Lucien?
Based on what we've heard about Kiria, that may very well be the case.
Losing his sister all those years ago. What has been going through his head? What has he been forced to endure? Whenever I get to thinking like that, I just can't help but wonder. If I were in his place, would I be able to let go of that hatred? I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't think like that. Not after everything he's done. But I just can't help it.
We are still
There's
perfuming
nothing wrong
around,
with
but
the way
there's
you're
also
feeling.
murder.
Empathy is a part of human nature. In all my years
Perfumes,
of crime scenes,
murder
I've
mystery,
witnessed
and
countless families mourn their loved ones.
all
Their
that.
cries of devastation and anger still echo through my mind, even now. Some of them even try to stop me, begging me not to erase the last remnants of their loved ones. But getting swept up in those emotions will corrupt your judgment. Surround yourself with fragrance for too long, and your sense of smell will become dull. Allow yourself to be consumed by your emotions, and you lose the ability to think rationally. So while you hold on to that sense of empathy, you also need to ask yourself, do Sylvain and Lucien really deserve to die? How much did they truly know about the Fatui and the delusion? Did they force Yelena to make those decisions? Answering those questions requires a lot of time and evidence, while a single act of vengeance can put those answers forever out of our reach. I've witnessed a lot of deaths in Fontaine. When someone dies, a certain amount of information can be inferred from the traces left behind at the scene. But generally speaking, death will just leave most questions unanswered, and the whole picture ever incomplete.
Once you're consumed by hatred, it will become next to impossible to think about things that way. For someone like Kiria, I'm sure right and wrong lost all meaning a long time ago.
You're right. The fact that we can approach these questions from this perspective isn't because we're more rational than them. It's because we're fortunate enough not to have suffered that kind of loss. But that also makes us perfectly positioned to stand on the outside and try to pull them back from the brink before it's too late. I understand Kiria's decision, but I still want to stop him. Master, Sylvain, and Kiria. They all deserve to survive.
Huh. The fortunate and the unfortunate.
Emilie, Traveler. Huh? Edgar, you're here too?
Oh, it's you two! Didn't you head back to your room to rest, Edgar? Is it really okay for you to be out and about like this?
A little exercise never hurt anyone. Besides, I don't have much time left in Sumeru. So I'd like to take care of my plants while I still can.
We could do that for you, Master.
No need. I've grown attached to these flowers, and this is my last chance to say goodbye. Come tomorrow. I'll be happy to entrust their care to you.
I feel like he's not telling something, like a final piece of a puzzle.
Important reason.
The Night Watch! You mentioned earlier that we still need...
That's right. I've stationed some of my men around the surrounding area, but we still don't have anyone standing guard next to Sylvain's room. Exactly. After some discussion, we concluded that Sylvain has the highest risk of being attacked next. You're the most skilled fighter here, Traveler, and Emilie's expertise is sure to come in handy in a pinch. That's why I want you two stationed next to Sylvain's room. So, are you up for it?
Sounds perfectly reasonable. I'll be glad to have your help tonight, Traveler.
The case is reaching its conclusion. Are you excited for anyone in Atlan? I haven't really looked at any of the leaks. I know I've seen the Archon, and I've seen Minslev's video about like double Archon thingy, like the hypothesis what's going on with that. But I don't think I've seen any other. No, I've seen two in the trailer.
Not a peep.
I really like I like both of them. The other was a girl. I can't remember her name. I can't remember either of their name, but the guy with green eyes, he looks really cool. Yeah, I can't really remember. I've not really been in the loop with this game. There's Fatui involved in this quest, apparently. Not yes, technically, but not really. Like, she was exiled from Fatui. She's just herself. She's connected to the Fatui, but that's the only link. I don't think the Fatui even know what's going on in here. I mean, they could. Maybe they know with the little brother, but I don't know. She's like a resident of Snezhnaya but become refugee, yeah.
Guess we'll have to keep at it. Still nothing unusual. Hyman took a peek into the room next door and Sylvain's already sleeping.
Perhaps Kiria's true motive was simply forcing Sylvain to confess his crimes. No, that can't be right. If all he wanted was for Sylvain to be convicted for his true crimes, he could have tipped off the Mara Chassé Phantom years ago. There must be something we're missing.
Maybe we just need to calm down a little. How about some tea? That herbal blend from earlier was pretty tasty. You're right. Maybe we can look for a different distraction then, like, oh, there's a glaze lily here. Paimon didn't notice it earlier.
Flowers, glaze... Oh no! Sylvain's room! Quick!
Wait, what?
Did she only now figure it out? That it's the incense. I've been looking at it for like the whole time.
Someone was attacked again last night.
It was the older of the merchant brothers, right?
Yeah, I think his name was Sylvain. Poor guy was murdered in cold blood.
First it was Mr. Edgar, then that merchant named Lucian, and now...
Listen up, everyone. This is an active crime scene. Please, no loitering.
It's been 3 days and they haven't even caught a glimpse of the guy.
Do you think it could be the work of an evil spirit? I mean, how do you get away with something like that with so many people watching?
Keep it moving, everyone. No loitering.
It could be the old man himself.
I suppose I'm next.
You don't know that. Kiria already attacked you once, and you survived. Perhaps he doesn't consider your crime to be worthy of death.
You were the only reason I managed to survive, Emilie. I never did thank you for that.
Even if I wasn't there, Tainari was also in the vicinity. He would have been able to help.
Is that so? I suppose I'm a very fortunate person then. I have exceptional students, caring friends, and the respect of my peers. If it is indeed my time to go, then I'll die without regrets. But Kiria has nothing. Yelena is gone. Now, his enemies are too. It really makes you wonder if there's even a reason to keep on living.
If you really want an answer, I suppose you'll have to ask Kiria himself, once we finally catch him.
Well, I hope it all goes well. Emilie, there's something else I'd like to ask of you. With everything that's happened, holding the exhibition is off the table now. But so many flowers were transported here for the show. Some of them thousands of miles away from their homeland. I can't let them wither away with no one to care for them. Whether Kyria gets to me first, or I'm sent back to Fontaine to stand trial. I won't be around to look after them. I know it's a lot to ask, but could I entrust them to your care?
Of course, Master.
Really? Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Now I truly have nothing to worry about.
Sheriff Sham still has some questions for me, so I've gotta go.
Go ahead. Best not to keep him waiting. He can be quite impatient.
Surely you're not gonna leave him all alone, right?
I'm sorry, Master.
Oh, it's her! Wait, I'm so confused. Is it? Why would she be the one? I'm so confused. She seems sus, but not enough for me to, like, really think about her. I'm so confused with this.
I hope she didn't run into any trouble. Yeah, that's true.
Traveler, I had my men start spreading the information you requested. The crowd is gone now too, but I have to admit, I'm not really sure what's going on. After listening to Emilie's plan, I started getting the materials together and arranging personnel. I barely had a second to spare last night. To be honest, I'm still not sure how the crime was committed that night.
The key clue was right in front of us the entire time! Let's go! We'll show you where the culprit hid a goose. Wasn't this incense originally in Lucien's room? It must have been moved here before nightfall yesterday. This is it!
Sorry.
The glazed lily, huh? I think I've heard of it before. It's a flower from Liyue, right?
Well, did you know it only blooms at night?
Emilie, you're back!
Exactly as expected.
A flower that only blooms at night. Ah, like the Pala lotus.
Exactly. Although the Pala lotus wouldn't be a good substitute in this scenario. When it's closed, the gaps between the petals are too large. That's why Kyria chose the glaze lily as his mechanism. He would start by preparing an Agoose sample.
Duped it on the outside of the petals?
If applied to the outside, you would still be able to smell a goose even...
Poured it into the flower pot?
If poured into the flower pot, the liquid would seep into the soil. That might prevent the substance from taking effect.
Soak the area around the petals.
There's a sticky substance on the edge of the flower petals. It's one I recognize. If you stick the petals together with slime condensate, then in the daytime, the glazed lily would act almost like a hidden container.
That's right! He applied a diluted form of slime condensate to the petals to stick them together and enclosed a sample of Agoose in the center. That way, the Agoose would remain trapped inside during the daytime, unable to seep between the petals and evaporate into the air. This also allowed the culprit to plant the poison well in advance, while his targets remained oblivious. However, the diluted slime condensate wouldn't be viscous enough to prevent the petals of the glaze lily from opening at night. So by nightfall, the flower would bloom, thereby forcing the target to inhale the Agoose trapped inside.
and Kyria could execute his revenge without having to step foot inside the room during the night.
By the next morning, the sample of Auguste would have nearly fully evaporated. The glaze lily would have already closed its petals, and any lingering odor would be concealed by the fragrance of the other flowers in—
Wait a second. You're telling me this version of Auguste is so toxic, inhaling the minute amount trapped inside a flower is enough to kill a grown man? And how did Edgar even survive ingesting a whole bottle of the stuff?
That's because Auguste is just as dangerous now as it was all those years ago. The level of toxicity has never changed. Only a small subset of people are truly at risk.
Ah, you mean people who are sensitive to elemental energy. So it's just some sort of happy coincidence that Sylvain and Lucien are allergic to the stuff? That can't be right. They were involved in the operation all those years ago. If the stuff gave them a bad reaction, they would have known from the very start.
I wouldn't use the word allergic necessarily. It's more like they're susceptible to its effects. But that distinction isn't important right now. You can think of it this way. It's not that Sylvain and Lucien are innately sensitive to elemental energy, but that Kyria found a way to ensure that they would be.
The incense? Maybe that one?
Incense I smelled earlier seemed familiar. Thinking back, in Sumeru, scholars use spirit borneo—
alchemically produced essential oils, the primordial seawater that caused unrest in Fontaine not too long ago. All of those are substances that can heighten your sensitivity to elemental energy.
That stuff gave us a lot of trouble when we first came to Sumeru.
Ah, yes. I definitely remember that.
In Sumeru, it's not uncommon to use incense indoors, so its presence wouldn't arouse suspicion. The flowers in the room could also serve to mask the scent.
Flowers were pretty important to this plan, huh? The glazed lily is native to Liyue. It would be completely unnatural to have one here in Sumeru if it weren't for the exhibition.
Actually, it's not a coincidence at all.
No wonder he was willing to pay a small fortune to rent out the hotel.
He probably used the mora Yelena left him, don't you think? That money was supposed to set him free, but in the end, it was just a tool for his revenge.
There's a saying among forensic doctors in Fontaine. Every step you take leaves a mark. But up until this point, we haven't been able to detect any trace of Kyria's activities. That's not because he was coming and going undetected, or because he's some kind of evil spirit, but because he's been disguised as someone else this entire time.
But
creating
why
such
did
an intricate mechanism out of a glaze lily, setting up the spirit borneal in advance, and arranging for Sylvain and Lucien to stay at the hotel, it all points to one person. The expert in charge of the entire exhibition.
But they were talking about 4 people. And Emilie knows her master. So how is Kyria able to pretend to be the 4th person when he is... I'm a bit confused by that.
The mora spent to rent out the hotel, the way the Auguste flower was cultivated, the method used, it all points to one person. The boy who Kyria and Edgar are one and the same.
But Kyria was only in his teens back then. He wouldn't even be 40 years old by now.
Unless he uses the
He's lived here for so many
delusion.
years. Even if he changed his appearance, going that long without giving anything away, it would be impossible.
Bad news, Sheriff. Mr. Edgar was attacked.
What?
A dark shadow-like figure just ran out of his room. It was giving off a really ominous aura. But before we could even react, the figure up and disappeared like some sort of ghost or something. By the time we got a look inside the room, Mr. Edgar was gone. Do you think Kyria kidnapped him?
I need you to think very carefully about this. Are you certain that figure wasn't Edgar himself?
I mean, Mr. Edgar was so frail. I don't see how he could have moved that fast.
It would seem Master decided to tap into an ill-advised source of power.
What? But that's so dangerous with the condition he's in.
But why? Why would he do that?
No. If his aim was to target everyone who had a hand in Yelena's death...
If he left Sylvain alive yesterday, not out of a desire to see him suffer, but to confirm the truth about why Yelena chose to die...
Then there's still one target left.
I honestly, I don't know who that is.
The shadow-like figure ran in the direction of the elevator, and my partner immediately chased after them.
We should hurry before they're forced to confront each other.
Where in the world did he go? Let's ask the merchants nearby.
Oh no, okay. At least they're cowering, so they must have
It's
come
all right.
this way.
Please, calm down and take a deep breath. Can you tell us what you saw?
I saw a black shadow. It ran right past me. How could something like that happen in broad daylight?
I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Usually I'm quite good at like figuring things out, but this time I have no idea what's going on. Which is good. I like not knowing. Sometimes it's annoying when you guess everything all the time.
If we go any further, we'll be out.
It's all right. I can detect a faint whiff of the scent from here. I would say he passed by this location not too long ago. It's this way. Please, follow me.
Or we can just use my elemental side. You know. Come on. It's not that hard. Why? Why are you jumping so weird?
Rain outlines your face.
Okay, this is taking
The scent is
forever.
getting stronger. This must be the place.
Oh, it's a... Oh, okay, got it. It is an actual...
Memory.
Flicker.
domain.
Here you go.
Alright. I think I'm gonna take a small break and then we can do the domain. It wouldn't... I don't think it takes forever. But I need to take a little break because my butt is getting numb. Alright, I am back. And let's go into the domain. I don't have fire, should I? Sometimes there are instances where I should have the dendro and fire. I could bring Linny and change
There are
Lynette.
still so many places for us to explore.
I need to change this back, but I
May
feel like
knowledge
this could
guide you.
work. Maybe. I've never seen the background of this. I used to think the background represent the world they are currently right now, but it's it's forest. I think the background is where you are located, but I'm not actually sure. I can't remember. But let's do this.
Oh! O's! Are you alright? Were you attacked?
No, I'm all right.
Let me take a look.
The air definitely feels heavy. It smells nice, but for some reason...
This feeling. Everything looks alright. It was probably just the stress of the chase, combined with the impact of the environment.
I can't rest. Mr. Edgar is still in there. He taught my... He's a good man. I can't just abandon him to die by Curia's hand.
Oz, you need to calm down and listen to me. Edgar is the one we're after. He and Kyria are the same person.
But how is that possible? Mr. Edgar is 70-something. Changing your appearance to look...
That's precisely why he had to resort to extraordinary measures to age himself. Kyria used a delusion to bring back the Auguste flower, corroding his body in the process, just like his older sister.
No. He couldn't have. Mr. Edgar has been in Port Ormos for years. If someone started impersonating
This
him
is
all of a
why
sudden,
I don't
we
understand.
would've noticed.
And what if the impersonation started before he ever set foot in Sumeru? I've yet to confirm it, but I suspect Kyria killed the real Edgar in Fontaine not long after his release from prison. While Edgar was incarcerated, Kyria started making preparations to replace him, including forcefully aging his body, studying perfumery, and planning the real Edgar's demise. The new Edgar then decided to relocate to Sumeru, seemingly out of an innocuous desire to let go of the past. He even left perfume making in favor of mentoring students. But these decisions were all for a specific purpose, the need to distance himself from anyone who might see through the facade. And Sumeru fit the bill to a T, with no one around to question his identity. All he had to do was grow a beard, don a pair of glasses, make a few minor alterations to his appearance, and everyone would believe he was exactly who he claimed, Edgar, a perfumer from Fontaine. As the years went by, he removed his disguise little by little and continued to refine his skills. It would have been a gradual process, one that ensured no one around him would notice anything unusual.
That explains why Sylvain said he barely recognized Edgar back at the hotel. He aged himself decades beyond his years just so he could accomplish his revenge. Is that even worth it?
I need to find Mr. Edgar. He's not that kind of person.
What you really need is to get out of here and rest.
I feel
No,
like how can
can't
they
keep going.
not
Wait!
see that it's not
Environment
the
is likely
right
being
person?
influenced by the delusion. Any discomfort, no matter how slight, should not be treated lightly. I know how to relieve your symptoms, Mr. Ooze. Please come with me and rest. I'm sure Kyria... No, Edgar wouldn't want any more innocent people implicated in all this. Kale's right. The Traveler and I will take things from here. From our brief exposure to a goose, it would seem the substance has little effect on us. This leads me to believe those blessed with a vision or capable of wielding elemental power are more resistant to the effects of abnormal elemental energy. In other words, this environment doesn't pose as much of a risk to us. Actually, now that I think about it,
This stronghold likely has multiple points of entry. If the target were to escape from a different point of entry, that
That's
might
smart.
allow him to evade. I hate to trouble you, but we need people to survey the perimeter.
Thanks. Hear that? We're heading out. There's work to be done. Ooze, head back to Port Ormos and start gathering reinforcements.
Got it.
Traveler, Emilie, Paimon, for someone whose only purpose in life is revenge, there's no telling what they'll do when there's no reason to move forward.
Don't worry. This isn't the end. Not for us or for Kyria. We're not going to let a goose kill anyone else. It's time for the mythos to fade into obscurity.
I still like don't understand because these guys, the two guys that died, worked years with Edgar. How can they now all of a sudden forget what it looked like and
here by the increased level of elemental energy.
Okay, she's I haven't tried her by the way at all. She's she has a spear. I forgot what her skill is called. Cool. I wonder if she's a healer? We have a lot of healers in this game, but I like that she doesn't have a launch like the way Sino has or Rosaria. Her dash, not dash, her like, I forgot the name for her, but when I hold my mouse instead of just one attack like this, she doesn't dash forward with the blade, with the spear. I like that.
I've never seen these seeds before. They must also have been created with the power of a delusion. It seems to be avoiding us, and there's no other way forward. Perhaps we could try luring it to the edge of the cliff.
Okay, now what?
Bro.
Hello? What do I do? I'm so confused. What's going on? Oh, I need to push it. Okay. Okay, I understand. Sorry. That took me a minute. This place is so pretty.
Whoa, look at all the Auguste flowers!
They look so pretty though.
There are so many of them. I can't believe a single person did all this. Must have taken a lot of time.
I fear that statement is truer than you know, Paimon. Using a delusion comes at a cost. Not just time, but the time you have left to live.
But why would Kyria need this many Auguste flowers? He only needed a few bottles of Auguste to carry out his plan, right?
Perhaps hatred wasn't the only emotion fueling his obsession with Auguste. Not long ago, he told me he didn't want all the flowers transported to Sumeru to wither away in a foreign land. But Kyria betrayed Snezhnaya, abandoned Fontaine, and lived his entire life in Sumeru under the guise of someone else. For someone with nowhere to call home, perhaps dying among a bed of Auguste flowers just like his sister is the best homecoming he could ask for.
They are pretty though. Carrots! I love that we're always just stealing people's stuff. Oh wait, there's something here first. Oh, it was just this. Lucien? No, I don't think Lucien is still alive. I think both of them died. Sylvain and Lucien both. I mean, judging from his revenge, it has been done for a long time. Yeah, he's been planning this for a long time, for sure.
A round of applause.
I'll settle this. Commit it to memory.
Let's go. Let's get rid of you guys,
No, my
first of all. I don't quite understand, Can I get unstuck? Oh my goodness. I can't really understand, her skills. Sorry.
Russian
Ooh.
floral.
What is this? It's not healing us, so I don't think she's a healer. No, it's not. This is not healing. I think it's just applying Dendro. Hello. Okay, there we go. Where are we supposed to? Oh, wow. Oh, here. Okay. This way. Interesting lights.
A plant that
Emilie's
destroys
meant for
seeds.
burn.
Huh. Quite the ecological marvel. Let's head back to the place where the seeds first appeared.
So you'll benefit the most with her when you have Klee or Xiangling. Ah, okay. So you apply Dendro to the enemies and then burn them? Is that right? Okay, I need to, I think, avoid the lights. Yeah, okay. Interesting. The flower looks like it guides you. It's actually... Sorry. I'm actually just pushing it. It's evading me, and I'm just kind of guiding it along where I want
The flowers is getting
to.
stronger. We're almost at the end.
There we go.
The scent of flowers is getting stronger. We're almost at the end.
Did they catch up that fast? No. My strength is just waning.
Oh no.
But it doesn't matter. This is far enough.
What's going on? Is he dying or is he... Oh, it's young him.
This is a garden of Auguste flowers. But it's not mine. It's the one that was set on fire all those years ago in Fontaine. Yelena? Yelena! You tried to hide it from me, but I always understood. The reason why you continued to use the delusion, the reason why you set your garden on fire, it was all because of me. I shouldn't have listened to you that day. I shouldn't have taken the Mora and ran. But by the time I realized something wasn't right, there was nothing left. The flowers were gone. I know I'm almost 20 years too late. I should have come looking for you earlier. I should have died with you that day.
Oh, I feel really bad for him.
Yelena?
Even after, like, all he did.
Yelena!
So he was gonna die there, but she
No.
pushed
Don't leave me.
him out, sorry.
Yelena!
I wonder, I don't think you can reverse the effects of a delusion to your body.
Emilie, I'm alive. No, that's not possible. I saw her, Yelena. We were together.
That was an illusion, likely brought about by the residual toxin in your body coupled with the pollen in the air, neither of which are fatal.
No, the amount of August I drank, it should have been enough. A fake, but...
We started making the preparations last night with one goal in mind, to create a perfect accord.
Nice, they knew all
the
along.
basis
of perfume making, the product in its most primitive form. Ambergris mixed with cedar wood, rounded out with a base note of agar wood.
Oh, this is so cool.
This is the scent of leather?
Exactly. We're unable to extract essential oils from leather, but by combining other raw materials, we can recreate its essence. That is the purpose of an accord.
Does that mean you can recreate any scent in the whole world?
I'm afraid not. Certain fragrances in this world are simply one of a kind. That quality is what draws people in and fuels their obsessions.
I love this art style in this game.
Goes to the ball. I'll also be one of a kind.
Our competitor already got their hands on it.
It doesn't matter how much it costs. I have to buy something better.
This fragrance will be one of a kind, no more. Myths can be deconstructed, miracles can be recreated. All it takes is skill, experience, limitless exploration, and a little patience.
Oh, she recreated the scent.
The only thing left is determining where the real Auguste is hidden. Pretending to be attacked means he's not free to move around. Auguste must be hidden within reach.
Herman took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers.
The curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar, capable of retaining heat and moisture.
Perfumes are as beautiful as flowers, and equally as delicate. When stored, you must take care to control the temperature and keep them away from direct sunlight. Did you get all that, Emilie?
I got it.
Did you hear? Someone was attacked again last night.
So, Sylvain is dead. Is that right?
Yes, Master.
So, you switched the bottles of Auguste, and then lied to me
Ah.
about Sylvain's death.
He's still
Convincing
alive
you that your
then.
revenge had been completed.
You were right.
Was the easiest way to get you to let down your guard.
Impossible. Even if you found a way to switch out the bottles, there's no way you could have made an accord. If Auguste was so easy to replicate, Yelena wouldn't have.
It was a combination of rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias. Those ingredients would have conflicted with each other if you tried to combine them in the past. But recently, we found a way for them to work together.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias.
Auguste was created over 10 years ago. All this time, people never stopped analyzing it, never stopped trying to recreate it. Perfumery techniques are advancing day by day. We've found better ways to extract essential oils, separate oils and fats. We even discovered new ways to combine fragrances together. The mythos surrounding Auguste may have been untouchable almost 20 years ago, but now it's time for it to become a thing of the past.
The past?
You've been working as a perfumer for all these years. You should have always known that it is possible to make an accord, even if only in theory. But the meaning you assigned to a goose became so inflated, you allowed yourself to get lost in it. Just like the perfume mania that captivated the public all those years ago. You believed in its divinity and grandeur. You believed it was entirely one of a kind. Your obsession with the goose is also what allowed us to predict how you intended your plan to end, and to make preparations in advance.
We just didn't expect it to happen so fast.
Well, you hit the nail on the head now, didn't you? So, Sylvain isn't dead. Since you've been preparing your accord since last night, I assume you've also figured out my method, then. That means the news of Sylvain's death. The crowd gathered outside the hotel this morning. It was all an act you put on with the sheriff?
Yes. If we hadn't, you might have resorted to the delusion out of desperation, or continued to use your spirit borneal and a goose combination to wreak havoc.
Who knows? Maybe I would have just offed myself then and there.
I know if you had things your way, you would carry the truth of Edgar's demise and the secrets of this garden to the grave, but I'm sorry, Master. I don't want to see any more death. Sylvain only inhaled a small amount of poison. He's being detained as we speak. All the crimes he concealed back then will be exposed in a court of law for everyone to see, and all his secrets will be revealed. The same goes for you as well.
Is that so? Well, I suppose I'll be spending the rest of my days in a prison cell then.
Whoa, he accepted that kind of fast.
I don't feel the need to justify my actions, nor do I intend to repent, for I did what I set out to do. I may have lost in the end, but it was my choice every step of the way. And if I could do it all over again... But there's no going back, is there?
Careful, everyone. This environment is dangerous. I'll lead the way.
Stick close. Hurry up. We can't let Edgar die.
Looks like I'm almost out of time. Although, I do have one final question, Emilie.
Of course, Master.
The combination you used to make your accord. How did you figure it out?
The scent of a goose is complex and varied, yet the main ingredient consists of a single variety of flower. So, as I was analyzing the sample yesterday, I got to thinking, what if the scent of the Auguste flower was already imbued with that complexity during its cultivation?
You're saying Yelena designed Auguste to have the scent of multiple flowers?
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, Cecilias. The perfumers of the past knew that if you combine their essential oils directly, they would just cancel each other out. It was a conundrum they could never solve. But if you cultivate a new flower species that intrinsically carries the unique features of those three scents, you can bypass that issue entirely. It goes without saying that for that time, this idea was a stroke of genius.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias. Those really do seem like flowers you would choose, Yelena.
I find it hard to understand why people set out to... I understand the hatred, I understand the pain, and pain makes people do unspeakable things. But I always struggle with understanding the is it worth it question. Like, is it truly worth it ruining your whole life because of this one thing? Like, I understand it, but at the same time I don't. Like, I understand the pain may be so
Did you know?
severe that you could not live a normal life.
Right. I heard about that.
But still,
I think it's called Yelena.
I don't know.
Seems like like everyone in Fontaine is talking about the new perfume you're releasing.
I was hoping to release it without such a fuss, but the news spread way faster than I expected. I just hope it won't become the source of some new myth, especially after all the work we did to demystify a goose. I did, although I made a few modifications to the formula to make the scent more pleasant and long-lasting. I actually brought a few samples with me today. I hope they're to your liking. Also, I was hoping you could try out the fragrance before I officially release it and tell me your thoughts.
Of course! A good sense of taste and sense of smell go hand in hand, you know? Leave it to Paimon! Oh, it smells great!
It's alright. All besides, when it comes to perfume, commenting on whether it smells good is the most straightforward assessment you can ask for. There doesn't always have to be a deeper meaning.
Right! Do those flowers have some special meaning? Hearing their names seemed to have an effect on him.
If I had to guess, I'd say it probably has something to do with the language of flowers.
The language of flowers? Oh, we've heard of that before!
What each flower is said to represent varies by person and across different moments in history. The same is true for the flowers that make up the scent of a goose. After returning to Fontaine, I did some research, and it turns out the meanings of those 3 flowers can be reassembled to form a single phrase. Forget the past and keep on living. Perhaps that's the legacy Yelena always intended, not the nobility and grandeur most people associate with the
And she
goose.
still failed. Because her brother didn't do that.
You think Kiria knew about that?
I paid him a visit before his trial and explained what I found, but he didn't seem to care. Who knows? Maybe she didn't mean anything by it at all. That was his response. Yelena is gone. We'll never know what she was thinking. We can look for meaning all we want, but it'll never be anything but conjecture. Even if that is what she was trying to say, I would never be able to forget her. Avenging her death? That was the meaning I chose for my life. Kiria cultivated his revenge like a flower. He was committed to making it bloom, even if in the end, it didn't bear the fruit he was hoping for. In any case, he did want me to pass along his thanks. Thank you for saving my life. For giving me the chance to learn that a goose could have carried a very different meaning. Love and hatred are a privilege of the living. When someone dies, their thoughts, feelings, and intentions die with them. In that sense, what a goose truly represents in the language of flowers will forever remain a mystery. But even if it's only a conjecture, I would like to believe my own interpretation. The meaning we give to flowers, the symbolism we assign to our perfumes, they're constantly twisted and exploited in our imperfect world. And yet, at the very outset, they're born from the simplest and most beautiful desires we hold in our heart.
Nice. We completed it! I love that Emilie is tricky, but lying to Kiria for one single reason, to save Sylvain. She did want to save him of all this time. I mean, about perfume, I love everything. I take care of my plants. I have citronella grass. I love the smell. That's so nice. I love citronella as well. I really want to... Oh, we got a perfume. Tilt the bottle toward the sunlight. You will see this flowing line, graceful text. Forget the past and keep them living. Oh, I can equip it. I want to see if that's the case. Is it sunny? It is sunny. Where's the sun? There. Oh, that's nice. We can apply it. I don't know what it does or if it does anything. But I like that. That's cool. Okay. I can actually also see a withering zone. Should we end the stream by doing that? I think I should end the stream. Anyways, I'll just mark it in the map. That I think what Yelena wants from Kiria. Yeah, that was a sad story. honestly. Sometimes there are like really sad stories. Well, most of the time there are really sad stories in this game. Because it's a Disability Pride Month, I want to introduce Genshin Impact voice actors, which part of LGBT, like Sucrose, VA is gender fluid, Kokomi, VA is pan, Ayaka voice actor is Ace, Linny, VA is gay, and Lynette, VA is bi, and Kuching, VA is non-binary. I really want to do it though. That's nice to know. I don't really pay attention to the voice actors. Like, I don't know their names and what they do in their lives. But you always seem to know all these cool things, which is really cool. Well, cool things I just said. I wonder what that is, but I'm running out of steam. I need to climb up. Ugh. Come on, Linny, it's not that hard. I think because you are part of that, so I love to introduce you to more people. Well, I'm not part of any of that because I'm not a voice actor. But thank you. Alright. I have a really bad party setup for this. But let's try this anyways. I really wish I had a... Okay, I have Kale. I do think that Kale, at least she used to be quite powerful. I haven't played with her in a while. But if we don't take Kale into account, I need a... Oh my goodness.
Let's get this show on the road.
I need a bow character who's actually like able to do damage. I feel like all my bow users are bow characters are... Where is this? Oh, right there. Are really not good.
Disappear.
Like, not powerful. I want one that is actually really powerful. Yeah, so we got rid of this. It's not a withering, it's called something else that I don't remember the name. Okay. I think I'll call it a day now. Where is my face cam? Right there. I love his transformation, like Aurora's cat box one is so cute. Yes, I love when you take Linny into the party and he's like a card that spins around. It's so cool. Sorry, I have a sneeze in my nose. Like, I feel like I need to sneeze, but I don't want to. By your outfit today, you look like a biker girl. Really? Oh, that's funny. Well, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for the stream. I hope you have the good day tomorrow. I'm working tomorrow, but I'm only working a evening shift. Well, evening. It starts 11:30, but I get to sleep, which is so nice. Yeah, I will see you next stream. I will try and get a video up this week, but I haven't been able to find the time for editing, so there might be a week missing, and I'll post a video next week only, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. You'll kill it with productivity. I wouldn't say that, but thank you. Alright. I will see you next time, and take care, drink some water, and be kind to yourself. Alright, bye!